Welcome back. It's episode 7. Look, we're coming into June, and off the back of Ascended Heroes, we have now had Perfect Order, Chaos Rising, and very soon Pitch Black. But we can see the card list in Japanese. And it doesn't take a brainiac or genius to see that these sets have not been anywhere near as popular or are not holding up anywhere near the investable potential
Mhm.
than the other sets that we have seen in 2026. And we're here today to break that down. And to break that down with me is my co host, Dom. Dom, you hate modern anyway. So do you even know what these sets are?
I am aware of the sets, yeah, and I'm looking forward to having a bit of a chat and going through these one by one, card by card, a little, and looking at the sealed, seeing how it's performing, and trying to find if there is an investable angle here for these sets because people are really giving them a bad rap. So let's have a look. Let's find out.
You've been in this game a long time, and you've been through the ups and downs of it before this latest boom that we're all a part of. And so if there's anybody better to look at sets that maybe don't reach the hype that other sets that same year have been, it's you, my man. So this is going to be a good one. But look, anything that was set to be released after Ascended Heroes was always going to be up to an absolutely Everest of a mountain to climb, right? Nothing was ever going to climb on top of Ascended Heroes after release. So Perfect Order was always set up to fail.
Yeah, and do you think that they kind of did this on purpose? Like, they've obviously released this set with Dragonite, Gengar, Pikachu. It's glaringly obvious that they know that this set is not going to hit the heights, and so they've just sort of taken a swing and a miss at it. It's got playable cards, and it's more of a collector set. But yeah, it's certainly not going to drive any hype, is it?
There's man, I've heard all sorts of theories about like how I think it's like Phantasmal Flames and Ascended Heroes was supposed to be one set, or maybe it was Perfect Order and Chaos Rise and was supposed to be one set, or maybe a card from one was supposed to be in another. I have no idea what goes on behind the scenes, so it's hard for me to say that it is something that's intentional. Like, I mean, I'll skip a beat. Looking at the set coming out now, I think it makes Perfect Order look like a lot better set than a lot of people were talking about or talking about it like how they were after, obviously, off the back of Ascended Heroes. Like, Perfect Order was described to be, I think some people described it as potentially the worst set of all time, which, like, hindsight's always a wonderful thing, but that's just, again, we're 2 sets more deep now, and I'm looking back and I'm like, it's really not.
Now, and there's a recency bias, isn't there? When something as good as Ascended Heroes has come out, whatever's out next, you're going to scrutinize it probably more unfairly. Does remind me a lot of like Shrouded Fable, how much people are
Yeah.
dumping on these. So it'd be interesting maybe to have a look at Shrouded Fable as a comparison for a couple of these sets and see, where do they truly sit now that that's been out for a little while. Um,
Do you think
but
it's
yeah,
intentional?
yeah, I think it's intentional, and I think part of that is the fact that Ascended Heroes is a gigantic. It's actually the largest set ever, but it also, in its own right, is a gigantic set. And historically, they would always release 2 Japanese sets to 1 English set. It's no secret now that they're stopping doing that, and I think that has to come down to production, and that they've hit these kind of pinch points where they've realised that they're just going to have to go one for one for a while, whether that's going to be for the foreseeable. But that's why you're getting these smaller sets because Perfect Order, Chaos Rising, and Abyss Eye are all tiny in comparison to Ascended Heroes or similar.
Sure.
And so, yes, it's definitely on purpose, but equally, just the number of cards doesn't really affect set value ever. And
Yeah.
so it's interesting to see that they've not gone with hard hitter Pokemon, and as such you can see how much weight that carries from an investable standpoint, and that's always something I've found kind of funny when you're looking at the Pokemon investing market. It is so subjective. It's art based, it's character based, it's fluffy and feely, and it's not all mathematics. And part of that is down to the characters, and you look at these sets, and that's what they're lacking in my opinion.
Let's start with perfect order then, right? And let's talk about it from that investable lens. We have the sealed side and then we have the singles, right? So this was the one that I thought straight away when it came out compared the most to Shrouded Fable. And I think the prices are actually pretty similar to what to Shrouded Fable might. I think Shrouded Fable regular ETBs might be like 85, even 85 something around there
So,
now.
well, they have spiked. They were 85 for the longest, for quite a
Right.
while. Even as close as like end of March, they were around 85. But interestingly, and I looked just because of this segment, they've just gone up. They've spiked from the end of April from 89, and we're now at the end of May, and they've gone up to $128.
Have they
And
really?
this is a set which had exactly the same kind of like the ways people were talking about it was very, very similar to Perfect Order, to Chaos
Yep.
Rising, and looking ahead potentially to Pitch Black or Abyss Eye. It got a really bad rap. I somehow ended up with some sealed, and I think what happened is I bought it at MSRP and just realized like there's no point in me selling it because it's just like a rock. It's just worth nothing.
Sure.
So I've kept hold of it. But like right now, I'm thinking, well, I was buying these at 38, £40 each, and they're now $130. So
Good return.
from an investability standpoint, in the stock
Take
market or
that.
something, that's crazy. You would absolutely take that as great gains. So it just seems like no set can really do wrong from a sealed perspective. But then you look at the singles prices, and I know we're looking at the singles here, and it's not the same story, is it? Really?
It's not. No. Just before we look at that, do you think
Yep.
do you think this is going to come down further?
The perfect order ETBs.
Yeah.
I think it absolutely has to, yeah, because I just can't see. We'll look at the singles and you see like what the equivalent value cards you can pull out of it if you're
Yeah.
lucky. I don't think people are opening it too much for fun if they can find anything else to open. Like there's so many other sets. Equally though, this does give you a chance to actually open a set that's not costing
I
you
know.
$20 a
Yeah.
pack.
Yeah.
Um,
I know.
yeah, but Shrouded Fable's on the up, Perfect Order's
Yep.
on the down.
Yep.
Yeah, so I do think it will drop further. And the
Yep.
booster box is still well above MSRP at
That's right.
$221. I know that there's no such thing as an MSRP booster box anymore, but you have to use it, as a gauge. It's all we've got.
That's right. The single side is interesting with Perfect Order because I think Phantasmal Flames is the living proof that a single card can hold a setup if the card is big enough and powerful enough. Phantasmal Flames is obviously an extreme version of that. I would have to try and do a bit more research to find other examples, but Perfect Order is, in a smaller way, in my opinion, a set right now being held up by one card and one card only, and that's the Meowth, which was not at the beginning predicted, I think, to be the main chase of this set. I think the Mega Zygarde was always supposed to be, but like who likes Mega Zygarde?
Well, I think from a rarity perspective, that gold card will be a lot harder to pull. But equally, yeah, if nobody wants it, then does it matter how hard it is to pull in the first place? And that's another
I
oddity.
heard last week that the only people who want gold cards are people who are doing master sets or people who are grading to flip.
So while we're on that, then the gold Charizards, the two, the X and the Y. Do you like either of those? Are you a fan? No, you don't.
No.
You're not a fan of the gold cards at all.
Yeah, no, not for me. And that's not to say that I wouldn't like them up close and admire them and be able to appreciate them. But you know me, I rotate cards on display all the time, and I am not interested in having a mute same color, just texture card. I'm just
Is
not.
that what it is for you? It's the single color just doesn't pop.
Yeah, no, I like artwork. I like whether or not that's got a lot going on or whether or not the artwork's been, very simple. There's a lot of cards like the Clefairy from Obsidian Flames or like the Keldo from Crown Zenith.
Yep.
Both great examples of like there is a lot of color, but really there's not a lot going on. Both amazing cards, extremely sort of, I'd say, quote unquote, undervalued. So yeah, I would much rather have my $14, $19 Keldo than I would ever the Mega Zygarde or the Mega Charizard in gold. That's honest to truth.
Fair enough. I mean, they've never really, piqued my interest. To be totally honest with you, there's not like
Yeah.
even the gold cards from Crown Zenith. I look at them now and I think that they're cool. Like they were probably underappreciated at the time, but yeah, they're still when you just compare them to these other full arts with that are bursting with color and cool artwork, it's just too flat, isn't it?
Too flat. I like the Meowth in this. I'll be honest. Like it's cool. It's funky to me. It's like almost comic booky with like what they got going on in the background. Meowth is a what Gen 1
Yeah,
Pokemon. He's in the
absolutely.
like main story throughout. Like he's got his own little fan base. I don't mind him. He's kind of funny. I think it's a cool card. I would love to pull that card. In fact, I wouldn't mind because Perfect Order, as you said, is accessible. I wouldn't actually mind ripping some packs to try and chase that card. Another card in here that I think is one for the future, and it's been pointed out a lot online. I don't think it's anything secret or a tip, an
Hmm.
insider tip of any kind. But that Clefairy, I did pull that Clefairy. I think it's going to have like extremely high populations, but that is a really cool card.
Not many illustration rares in here, are there?
No, there's
Just
really
look at
not.
that. That is the coolest one by far. Another Clefairy card from the modern sets. There must be someone there who's pumping Clefairy's
I
bags
know,
because
I
it gets a
know.
card in every set. But this just made me think. Like you look, actually, there aren't really that many illustration rares across this set at all. When you
Here's a
compare.
question for you. If
Yeah.
you take that Clefairy and you put it in Ascended Heroes, is it $200?
Wow. Oh God. Yeah, maybe you're right. Yeah, maybe it is. That's disgusting though. There's no way it should
This
be.
isn't it.
That is disgusting. Oh man, you've rocked my boat. Yeah. So then, I mean, so how does that work?
I know. It's
Why is
bonkers.
there such sort of set glazing where people just
But
decide
then,
that it's part of it?
as you said, that makes it almost the perfect investable opportunity. Like we still might not be at rock bottom here. There's what I'd say is it's very minor, but there is a few cards here underappreciated. Like I think the Clefairy is a prime example. It might be the only example, to be honest with you. Like I might be talking shite, but I think the Meowth is really, really cool. The Mega Zygarde is always going to hold up some type of value, but like maybe $50 and above. Maybe this is a good little set to invest in some type.
So you know, it's probably a stretch, but if I was looking at this set and I was deciding, right, I'm gonna buy something for the future, and when we say
Yeah,
investing, really what we mean is building value within our collection.
good point.
We're not flipping, we're not vendors yet.
Good point.
We're just trying to build value in our collection. If I'm trying to do that with this set, the cards I'd be picking up right now, and it's character based, it's just easy stuff. Those Gengars, the reverse
Honestly,
hollow and the hollow, they're 70 cents, right? Tell me that's not going to be $3 in 3 years' time.
100%.
And do you want to be buying less than $1 cards? It's not something I really deal with. But if I'm genuine, if that's the way I'm trying to work to
Yep,
build my collection, buy 30 of those and have them sat in a binder.
100%.
Forget they exist. And literally in 3 years' time, you'll go, oh my God, did I really keep 30 of these in mint condition with good centering? They're now worth $6.80 each. And you've not you've not had to invest anything to make those massive gains. That's like a thousand
Nor
percent.
would you have hurt anybody in collecting 30 70-cent cards either,
No,
right? Nothing is going to be like that, doesn't damage the hobby, in my opinion, in any
so
way.
that would be my play. Looking at it
Yeah.
literally from my perspective. But then I do think as well, like there's some cool art here. There's some bits I would collect. I'm such a Gen 1 fanboy. I've mentioned it already. I think when we
Yeah.
talked about this set briefly before. Like I think that Raticate card is cool.
I do
For
too.
the rack, and it's $3 a pop. Like for an
Yeah.
illustration rare, I think that could go to $9, ten
Yep.
dollars at some
I
point.
agree.
Hold on
Yeah,
to
I
it.
I would say as well. I like that card. I think he's pretty cool. Um, let's look at if you were. Let me ask you this: if looking at the mega period, if we were to say Ascended Heroes is a 10
Yeah,
out of 10 set, where
yeah.
would you put now knowing everything? Where would you put Perfect Order in that as a out of 10?
I mean, I don't think it's good.
That's fine.
Um,
And we are just
I
strictly
don't
saying
think
what we
I
think,
don't
not
think
investing.
Chaos Rising is much better though. So, but I do think it's worse. I actually think it's worse than Chaos Rising. So I'm going to say it's like a 3 out of 10. It's a poor set.
3 out of 10. Okay, 3 out of 10. I would go. I would go somewhere very close. I would maybe be 4 out of 10. The Meowth maybe carrying it, and the Clefairy carrying the four. Let's look
When
at Chaos Horizon.
when the whole block's out as well, we'll go back and we'll rate them and we'll see where we're at, and
Oh,
then we'll look at how that corresponds to the seal prices and also like the most expensive cards.
yeah,
Obviously, Chaos Rising has literally just come out, so
yeah,
we're looking at these prices with a bit of a it's
yeah,
not quite as fair because they haven't
yeah,
had time to deflate. Although
yeah.
looking at the collector rate for the Mega Greninja, which I'm sure we'll talk about more, is currently on a 33.48% downswing. So it hasn't stayed above $400 for long.
If perfect order is a four, then this to me is probably like a 4.5. I would struggle to give it a five even. Like I think you're going to see these prices again. Most of these are going to drop by another 50%, including the Greninja.
You
Um,
don't think the Greninja holds up?
no,
It's a
no.
big popular Pokemon, and like I said, like character means a lot. And obviously, there are other Greninja cards that are absolutely pumping right now, such as
Well,
the Gold Star and the SIR from
yeah, Gold Star for an obvious reason, right?
yeah from Twilight.
Right. Let's look at that up right now. I'm looking up Greninja cards, and I'm going to order them by value. I want to see what we're looking at here because obviously there is going to be some that it is. I agree, a popular Pokemon, but let's take okay, perfect. Twilight Masquerade,
Yeah.
$371 right now.
Wow. Okay, and I put that way above the Mega Greninja.
So far above.
So yeah,
So not even. It's nowhere near in the same league as
totally
that.
agree. Totally agree.
In fact, I'm going through, and then we've got the promo from the Scarlet and Violet. Like, there's something in that where I would say that's still better.
Yeah.
Like, and maybe it's because I like some of the old school ones as well, but it would be a close push between those two, in my opinion.
What's the Gold Star showing in a Raw? I don't have it pulled up in front of me, so it'd be interesting to know the black promo.
Gold Star. Why is it not coming up? Oh,
It'll be
oh
low.
wait, the XY promo.
No. It is the
I know the one you mean because they did it in
from
celebrations
Celebration.
as well, right?
Yeah, that is the one. Sword and Shield. I've got it here. It's called Greninja Star. That's why it
Greninja
is
Star.
currently
Yeah,
Raw 29.93. There was a lot of them though. It's got a big population, but you know,
yeah,
I think you're right. Like the point you make about the Twilight one, it's not even in the same ballpark for me.
yeah.
Nowhere near. And so I think you're right. That basically says to me right now, if you're lucky enough to be opening Chaos Rising packs and you're pulling one of those, you're not going to
So
be able to grade it unless you're going to send it in express. And
true. Oh my goodness
you,
me! I didn't think about that impact though. That's true.
yeah, from last episode when we were looking at how much that
Yeah,
was going to affect the market. And if you're pulling chase cards at the moment, are you really going to pay 80, 70, $80 to get it graded when
that's
it's
right.
on the downturn? So maybe you sell it raw.
I really like the Shinshinko. How do you say that guy? I don't know what gen he's from. But I actually really like that card. I like the artwork. I like the color scheme. He's kind of cute. He's one of those like cute cards. I
Yeah.
like that one a lot. The rest of this set, garbage.
You heard it here first. Hot take. No,
It is. I mean, like I'm
everyone's already
scrolling and struggling. Like, there's better common cards than there is IRs in this. I really am struggling.
I like the Ampharos and I like the Taurus, but
I was going to
again,
give that a
I'm
little
just
bit of
being
dues. The Ampharos is cool. The Ampharos is cool. I like the sort of like cut of the card.
um, but yeah, I mean, even the Crobat, like I don't like it.
No,
The
no.
Xerneas, I hate that. The Froakie and the Frogadier, I'm not a fan of, even though they've got that cool kind of artwork. So I can see what they were trying to do. Uh,
The Mega Flower EX, the one that's currently
yeah,
like fifth and 59 $60, that that should be a $3 card.
Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't an SIR, right? But like, how
Is it?
disappointed are
Oh,
you?
that's right. It's an SIR. There you go.
Yeah,
It's going to hold it
if
up a
you
little bit
bought
more.
if you
It's
bought a booster
oh
box and you pull that, oh, so
crazy.
yeah, I mean, the other thing as well, you look at the Elite Trainer box of Chaos
Yeah.
Rising at the moment, like the price. So I said Shrouded Fable was 130. These are currently sat at $90 each,
Wow.
which is probably the cheapest Elite Trainer
Yep.
box you can buy right now on
Yep.
the second market. So obviously it's just come out. So if you want to pull them, then maybe go ahead. But the booster box is still at over $250,
Wow.
and you aren't going to pull shit except maybe a
No,
Greninja if
that's
you're
right.
absolutely super
Has to
lucky.
come down way further. The I will give credit where credit's due. I like the Pokemon Center ETB. Like something about the color fade. I really even when it was released, I looked at that and I said I'd like that, and so I'm really happy because I missed out on getting this set from
Yeah.
release. So I want that to come crashing down way further because I probably will pick that one up to add to my ETB collection because I do like that artwork, I must say.
When you compare the ETB or especially the booster box to like the Destined Rivals one, they were so lazy in that era of booster
Yep.
boxes because they were trying to print so much. They went
Yep.
basically just white boxes with a strip, but it looks like they
Yep.
have returned a little bit to trying to get some artwork on the boxes, and I'm all for that.
Cool.
And long may that continue because, especially from your perspective, I know like you do like displaying your elite trainer boxes for their artwork, and there are
Yeah,
some cool
definitely
ones
do.
out there. I think the Ascended Heroes one looks. That's another thing. Like Ascended Heroes, not only is it a
Banger.
good set, I think that color and like the
Banger.
design is one of the best that they've brought out ever. I think honestly, that set is. I keep talking about it, but it's just got too many things going for it right now. You
So
know,
good. The
like
design is as soon as it came out on the release and the calendar or whatever, and they were putting together the baseline, like the when people were getting like leaks of some of the mock-ups, I loved it. It was so cool. The color scheme is everything I love.
imagine Ascended Heroes had the like say it was like Perfect Order, Chaos Rising combined inside it. Yeah, the cards wouldn't be worth anywhere near as much, but I do think the box would hold up just for display ability and
Yeah,
just shows how much of a hold the Pokemon company has over us that they make something
agreed.
colorful and shiny and they put it out there and you'll buy it.
Agreed. The ones I'm just looking down my collection here, like the Destined Rivals one is really cool. The prismatic one is I love the look of the prismatic box. It looks so good.
Have you got Obsidian Flames there?
Yeah, of course I got Obsidian Flames.
Nice, yeah, it's a
It looks
banger.
good. It looks cool. And I must admit, completely underrated in my opinion is the two base set Scarlet Violet ETBs. They look so cool in the red and the purple and the gold.
Do you have them on display?
Naturally.
Nice.
Naturally. I'm still just missing three ETBs from Scarlet Violet. I'm missing Surgeon Sparks, Crown Zenith. Crown Zenith,
Okay.
what am I talking about?
No,
Stellar Crown. Stellar
yep.
Crown and Twilight Masquerade. They're the three I need to complete Scarlet Violet.
When are you picking those up then? You can get that done.
Soon, yeah, they're all floating. The one that's going up out of all three of them is Surgeon Sparks and Stellar Crown. Creeping up there.
Stellar Crown?
140.
Wow.
Yeah, I know, creeping up there. Right, let's move on to our last set in this deep dive, which is in English, Pitch Black, which we have not yet got, or it's not yet been released here, but we've got the Japanese set Abyss Eye. Is that correct?
That is correct. Yes.
And it is out and released, or is that, or have we just got the
It is
single?
out. No,
It
it
is out.
is out. Came out at the end of May 22nd. Yeah. Don't know if any of these single values are correct, really, but we've got the artwork.
Yeah,
And if you were giving Chaos Rising a 3.5, I think this probably sits for me. It sits below both of those sets. So for me, we're on a downward spiral as far as new releases. Although I don't believe it will last long, so I'm not too worried.
this is the most dog shit set of 2026. This is a
But
terrible set.
isn't your wallet thanking you?
we should talk about that really, because look, we started this by wanting to look at the 3 releases since Ascended Heroes, and Ascended Heroes was released. It still feel like we just got to the end of releasing Ascended Heroes, which we actually did. And
Yeah,
then we've still got a lot more to come because it is a specialty release. So we're going to get booster boxes, like special display things, blah, 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 blah. These are the 3 sets that have come. And if anything has put a little bit of a dampener on a roaring fire, I feel like it's been these 3 sets.
yeah,
Um, and at every point, I expected the next one to pick back up. Like I thought Perfect Order was going to be the only sort of real dip we saw before we got another sort of like quote unquote banger, like a Phantasmal Flames. No, Chaos Rising is very, very, very below average set. And then to go even lower with Pitch Black, like Perfect Order to me looks like way better of a set than Chaos Rising, or, and in my opinion, again, Pitch Black. It's just insane. Which again, my wallet is happy because hopefully it is bringing down overall prices, and some people will start to leave.
yeah. I fully agree with you, and it should. I just think the market's so hot in general that there's plenty of other places that people can look or
Yep.
spend their money on. They're just not trying to clamber over sealed, and I'm just glad that I'm not missing out to scalpers on something that I actually want to enjoy. So, but like I say, I don't think it will last long because I think the next set's going to blow everyone's heads off, and that's going to be me trying to get in there and get a bit of that on my side. But yeah, I think this is not a bad thing for Pokemon in
No.
general. Hopefully, a few people do give up on it potentially if they're just trying to flip boxes. Um, but yeah, collectability wise, I'm not a fan of this set at all, and I think it has to just drive eyes back towards the sets that are good, right? That people already
Yeah.
can't get. People are just nobody's stopped talking about Ascended for this reason. Usually, the attention would have been
Yep.
diverted, but it's not going to be, is it? It
No.
just isn't.
You mentioned something there, and I think you were alluding to Storm Esmeralda coming,
Yeah,
right? The
Esmeralda. Yeah,
Rayquaza set, and
yeah,
I'm with you. That's gonna obviously like quote unquote slap.
should do.
And I think the artwork, if it follows any of the theme of him, black or green, it should be absolutely amazing. So I'm super excited for that as well. Um, I am going to pick up obviously the ETBs for the just for the ongoing ETB collection I have. I'm trying to get every mega ETB in a Pokemon Center, and so I'm really happy that these sets are going to chill out, and I'll probably pick up a Perfect Order one for 130 $120, if not less soon. Chaos Rising, I don't think has gone anywhere near the lows that it's going to go to. And then Pitch Black, once that reaches its lows, I think it's going to be pretty low, under $100.
Yeah, it's going to be more realistic for you to pick them up. Imagine if these are all
Totally.
banger sets and every
Yeah.
Pokemon Center ETB is hitting $500.
Yeah.
Like, you've got to bear in mind, although they're Pokemon Center ETBs and that's where the value is derived, like they do just
Yeah.
hold 9 or 10 packs. So, it's not really
Do you know where I
fungible.
am nervous? Is
What's that?
Chaos Rising was the last set where we got to order. It just got released on the Pokemon Center and people were able to access it. But
Yes.
Pokemon did that whole spiel about things are going to be by invite only, which we've not yet got to experience what that looks like or what that feels like, right? So
Not yet.
I was so happy that I thought it was going to be so easy this whole year because I work at a desk, so I'm able to have a screen open when a drop happens and keep up with the drop. So I managed to get the Mega ETPs Pokemon Center really easily. Phantasmal Flames, same thing. Ascended Heroes, Lord, thank you. I was able to do the same thing.
Yeah,
Chaos Rising,
congratulations.
I wasn't paying attention to, so that's why it missed. But we are still waiting on whatever this invitation thing is. That if it's going to be done for Pitch Black, I wonder how many people will say yeah. There's going to be a percentage of people that probably say no. Um, and then if it's going to be in place for Storm Esmeralda, because I want Pokemon Center product, I need that ETB.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna be in place for the next two. It'll be interesting to see how it goes, but at least they haven't got like imagine if they'd started with a prismatic or ascended level set out of the gate. The It might just sort of delay the inevitable spam bot syndrome that
Yeah,
comes from this lottery giveaway. God, I can't wait to see all the news headlines and people crying on social media about this, of which I'm sure you'll be one of them. But
Yes. I hope I get the invite still, even if there's an invite system.
I think we need to, just before we cut off on these, we need to give Abyss Eye its fair shout and go through these and see, is there anything that you think, 6 months from now, people like sleepers, anyone could have been picking up?
No,
Is there
it's
anything
it's
catching your eye at all here? Come on.
no, it's the worst set that has been released. It's worse than Shrouded Fable. Like, it is a shocker. Like, people, I think, are hyping the slow bro. I think that's just because it's slow bro.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, bit
I,
copium, but
I
I
mean,
mean, it's still all right art.
yeah, I'm obviously, I have a bias towards Gen One stuff because that's my era. The Misty to me is the most collectible thing in there. Um,
Yeah, Misty
I
Spirit.
that if there was an artwork that I like, and I think you like it too because you were talking about it earlier, it's the Toucan geezer.
The two cannon, yeah,
Yeah,
he's
I
cool.
like the art.
It's a cool artwork, but it doesn't have the Pokemon tied with it, which
It's
doesn't
going to be a
help from that
two
standpoint. But it is a
dollar,
cool.
$2 card. It's going to be so cheap.
Yeah, it's going to be low. And do you know what? I'll give them their due. Whoever the illustrator is on the Goldeen, like, you've been given a rough hand
Agreed.
there with that Pokemon, but you've done a
Agreed.
pretty good job. That's a cool artwork. It's kind of, I don't know, it's giving me the Kingdra vibes,
Yeah,
but not
I would
without the King.
I would put that in my Pokedex binder absolutely in that spot for
Yeah,
that
like,
Golding is a cool one.
there's not going to
No,
be a better Goldeen artwork than
completely
that one.
agree. Yeah,
And I
it's also
like,
going to be cheap.
I used to get him on the games, so I like Manectric as well.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Oh,
yeah,
okay. Yeah.
that's about as far as it goes. And I was looking lower down to see, is there anything real cheap that I'd pick up, but not particularly, if I'm
No,
totally honest. No.
no.
So it is a
Agreed.
bit of a letdown, but they can't all be bangers, and I don't think they should be. So
No. And again, we know what's coming. And let's just quickly talk about the most expensive card in that set, which is going to be the Darkrai.
yeah,
Right. I personally, I'm not a fan. I also don't think even if it connects, it touches anywhere near how good the gold cards are, or the Giratina, or whatever it connects to in the Crown Zenith set. It's not. I'm just not a fan.
it's very, even the SAR, the not gold one, it's very one
Yeah,
dimensional.
yeah.
Like, yeah, it's not shouting out to me. So I think we're putting that one on as last out of the three. So it's kind of steadily got worse as we've gone on. Unless you
Definitely.
like Greninja, really, then maybe you're picking up
Right.
Chaos Rising. But yeah, none of those three sets are doing it for me. And
Makes
we
that
had some nice
Clefairy
runners,
look.
but
Makes that Clefairy look investable.
does make it look investable. And I'm just very much looking forward to some new stuff coming out, or an Ascended reprint, to be honest. Like, that's the
Yeah.
other thing to bear in mind. If you really could be parking your money at above MSRP in any of these, are you going to do that if you can wait around and hope to snipe some reprints, or reallocations of anything
There's going to
that's
be some
already out? Like,
cool.
all these sets I
Yeah.
already couldn't get my hands on. Like, no way.
There's going to be some cool special collection boxes and stuff for Ascended. I think like they're gonna they look, the artwork, as we said, is really really cool. So I think they're going to have some really cool stuff be released down the line.
I think they're going to have, with the demand, and they're going to be seeing the prices. They're going to. I don't know if they'll necessarily do like a prismatic and print it into the floor, but I think you're going to see Ascended's definitely going to
Yeah,
get some cool stuff later down the line.
yeah,
But it will just get hoovered up immediately and disappear, and that's
that's
why I'm
right.
not afraid of that. Before we go, just off topic from these sets, I was just going to ask, like, we haven't really spoke about our own collections too much of late. Is
Yeah.
there any cards out there that you're keeping an eye on, any auctions, anything you're looking to pick up in the coming week or two, or are you on the back burner at the moment?
I'm on the back burner at the moment, just kind of seeing where things go. A lot of things that I want are just expensive. Um,
Same problem.
I have started to. You mentioned it earlier when you said about that Gengar at under $1. That to me is like playing with micro stocks almost, or mini stocks, penny
Mm-hmm.
stocks. And so I have been exploring that concept this week a lot more than ever before. I've been on TCG Player of all places, which is again not where I normally shop, looking at where I think I could put like $20 into 200 cards,
Yeah, I
something
think it's a good idea.
just something like that, and that's been a little bit more fun for me. I'm back into my binders at the moment, just trying to go through my bulk and fill my binders through my Pokedex binder. So, yeah, nothing that I'm really looking at. I am going to pull the trigger on another Ethan's Typhlosion, just because then he's going to start creeping up there. And then shout out to when we spoke about the Pikachu from Fusion Strike a
Oh
couple of
yeah, it's been.
episodes ago. It
Was it
was
the Lost Origin
80.
one?
Yes, a Lost Origin. Well done, Lost
Yeah.
Origin. It was $83, I think, when we spoke, or $86 when we spoke that week, and it's now sitting at 140. So
Wow, I mean, there must have been that video.
yep,
It,
definitely
it
was.
was it was a great shout on your front. And did you pick one of those up or multiple?
No.
Oh man, we've let that slide. We should have been following through.
I
Unlucky.
know, I know. I would be lying if I said I did. It's in my little hit list, but then I ended up doing other things, and just how it happens. Another quick shout out is this thing is just skyrocketing.
Oh,
The
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 Umbreon.
the
Yeah, I
Umbreon
saw your
Chinese. We're
post.
now over $600,
I
which is,
think
and
that
it's
was
just
a very good
not
call on
slowing
your
down for
part
some reason.
to
Yeah,
pick
just
one
not
of those
slowing
up.
down.
I mean, a PSA, this PSA 10 you got, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, good shout. Well done. That'll
yeah,
be one
yeah.
to hold on
What
to.
about you? Anything you're looking at? Anything pulling trigger
Um,
on?
Not particularly looking to purchase too much. I have been looking at a bunch of Neo First Edition hollows, but they are
Oh,
in
cool.
graded condition. They're going through the roof still. The prices have stayed up. I don't see them dropping anytime soon. I think people are kind of jumping on the bandwagon of Grail culture, and they've been sort of condensing their collections, and as they should be, in my opinion.
Yeah,
And they've been trading up into these rare cards, and across the board, they're getting harder to pick up. So keeping an eye on them. But
yeah,
yeah, if you're looking to get like a first edition Ho-Oh or anything in that kind of realm, or a Typhlosion, really expensive
yeah.
now.
Super hard.
A Trikachu, I'd actually would love a Trikachu. Didn't pull the rug on that one, so they're now just kind of going to the sky. Don't know what to do about that. Probably
Yeah,
going to wait and see and hope that some reprints come and more of them get released. But I do think that card is going to stay high for a
yeah,
long time.
yeah,
And I do have my eye on an auction for a Skyridge Charizard in a PSA 9, which went up yesterday in the UK. It's on a 3-day auction, which I think is crazy for a card of that caliber. Last time I checked earlier, it was over £5,000, and it's been up less than 24 hours. Last one sold for about 25 grand, I think. So
really.
we'll see where that ends up. But on a 3-day auction, whether someone's going to splash out that much,
Yeah.
yeah, we'll have a look. I'll keep you posted.
I never understand like when I watch something on eBay or I find something, I never understand bidding on it while it's so below market price. It's like when someone like say something's worth $10,000 and someone bids $300 and then someone bids 350. Like I just don't understand. That's the most pointless bid in
Yeah,
the world.
like
I know they
yeah,
put a max in and then it only increases by the minimum. I get all of that, but it's just crazy. Like you got 3 days. It's kind of like you should just blind auction this shit at the end.
why they've only done it on a 3-day, they must need the money as soon as possible, because like that card's so big. If you leave that up on eBay for 7 to 10 days, you're going to get like 300
A lot of
watchers.
attention.
Right now, it's got 55 watchers with 2 days to go. It's at
Yeah.
£5,100, and according to Collector, the PSA 9 last sold for $35,000. So yeah, they're trying to sell it in a hurry. Obviously, absolute massive card in the hobby, one of my absolute favorites. And yeah,
Yeah.
we'll be keeping an eye on for sure.
Oh, good luck. Good luck.
I think
All right,
that
Dom,
kind
let's
of
wrap
wraps
it up
up
there.
for episode 7. So I'm away
Episode
with work
7.
again. I seem to do this a lot for another week, but yeah, we'll catch up as soon as we can, and we'll move into our normal kind of we'll look at the news and see what's going on, and
Right.
find a deep dive after that.
If you don't already, guys, please like, comment, subscribe. It means everything for our early doors channel, trying to get some traction here. And as always, we appreciate everyone listening to us two waffle on about some Pokemon.
Hopefully you learned something.
That's right.
Peace
See you on the
out.
next one.
Take care.